hello again. This is still Engineer Louie Alcarde from Midas IT Philippines. And today naman po, we will continue on our model na create po natin kanina. Ang gagawin po natin ngayon, we will proceed now sa ating boundary conditions and loads. So, ngayon po na nagawa na po natin yung ating model, let's proceed na po sa ating boundary tabs. Now, ito po yung medyo crucial na part ng ating video kasi po ang pag-a-apply natin ng boundary conditions and loads nakasalalay po sa ating knowledge on the civil engineering profession. Nakasalalay po ito sa kung ano po talaga ang gusto nating gawin sa ating model. So, take note po na lahat ng ginagawa ko dito, lahat ng gagawin ko, lahat ng i-apply ko na load at ang boundary conditions na ilalagay ko sa model na to, hindi po yun yung dapat po talaga na ginagawa sa actual na projects, kung hindi po for presentation purposes lamang po siya. So, now that I have made that clear, let's proceed now to our boundary tabs. Now, sa boundary tabs po, the first thing that we want to do is to define our supports. Now, what we want to do is to go to our front view and isa-select po natin yung ating mga nodes na gusto nating gawing supports. Siyempre po, yun yung mga nodes na nasa base, yung tinatawag po nating base nodes. Makikita po natin na na-select na po yung ating mga base nodes. Nakalight na po siyang pink. So now we will define our supports. Just click on define supports. And ito po, boundary, defining our supports, meron po tayong option to click D-all and R-all. Ibig sabihin po, pag nakaklik po tayo sa D-all, R-all, ibig po sabihin nun, we will not allow any rotation and deformation po dito sa ating supports. So, we will just click the all and R-all if we want na yung supports po natin ay gawing fixed. Pag pinned naman po, so pag pinned, syempre, we will allow rotation sa ating supports. Then, we will not click R-all. That is, kung gusto po natin na pinned po ang ating supports. But this time, we will use the fixed supports. So, click lang po natin ang D-all and R-all. And we click on apply. Now we can see in our works tree that we have created 25 supports na type 1 support. Pwede po natin siyang i-display if you want. Right click lang po tayo dito and display. Makikita po natin na we have already created our supports there. Now, as we go along the application po ng ating loads, we don't always want to see na nandyan yung ating support. So, we can always choose to undisplay that. So, ngayon naman that we have set our supports already, let's go to the load tabs. Now, dito naman po sa load tabs, ang ipe-present ko lang po ngayong araw ay ang pag-a-apply ng static loads. Pero meron din naman po tayong option kung anong loads ang ating gustong i-apply sa ating structure. But today, kasi nga basic session lamang to, we will only consider static loads. So, first off, we go to static load cases. To create our static load cases, click lamang po natin ito. And papangalanan po natin yung ating first na static load case as dead load. Siyempre, ang type po nito ay dead load, and we click on add. As we click on add, nakikita po natin that we have created our static loads here that are yet to be defined pa po. mamaya pa po yan siya madedefine. So, pinapangalanan pa po lang natin sila ngayon. After dead load, we will put live load. Of course, live load pa rin siya. Click on add. Now, we want also to put a wind load on the x direction. Wind load on the x direction, choose lang po natin itong wind load on structure. Click on add. Now, we also want wind load on the y direction. We can put wind load y and wind load on structure pa rin siya. Click on add. Now, this time, we want earthquake load naman. Earthquake load on x. Change po natin ito into earthquake load. And click on add. Ngayon naman po on the y direction, and we click on add. So, we see that we have created 6 static load cases in our works tree. And now we can close this. After that, we will have our self-weight. So, sa self-weight naman po, what we want to do, since naka-default na po yung load case name natin, yung dead load po yung gagamitin natin as our self-weight. Ang gagawin lamang po natin, we have to define kung saan direction po papunta yung ating self-weight. Now, makikita po natin dito na ang weight, pwede po nating ilagay sa x direction, y direction, or z direction. But this time, we will only consider our self-weight on the negative z direction kasi papunta po siyang baba on the negative z direction. So, on the z, itong z na box dito, maglalagay lang po tayo ng negative 1. And we click on add. So, we can see here in our works tree na sa static load case 1 natin, dead load, may self-weight na po tayo na ilagay on the z direction, which is negative 1. Next po natin gagawin, pupunta po tayo sa loads to masses. This is to convert our loads into masses. Click po natin yung drop-down button. Click po natin yung loads to masses. Ito po, makikita po natin ang loads to masses. Ang mass direction nating ilalagay. For this time, we will use all directions on x, y, and z. We will put our loads to masses on x, y, and z. This time, load case factor po na gagamitin natin on the load case, which is dead load. Scale factor po na gagamitin natin is 1. That's for 100%. And we click on add. Makikita po natin na we have already added a 100% scale na ating dead load. Now, next is our live load. Maglalagay lamang po tayo ng 0.25 dyan for 25% consideration of our live load. And we click on add. Now, after that, we are done. We can click OK na po. You can see that we have created 2 types of loads to masses here. Type 1 is dead load with a scale of 1. And type 2 with a live load with a scale of 0.25. So, after that, let's go back to our structure tabs. Now, on our structure tabs, we want na punta muna tayo dito sa control data ... Click po natin yan. And pupunta po tayo sa story. Now, dito po sa story data, as we go along, malalaman po natin kung ano po ang purpose talaga nito. We will set our ground level at 0. We will click this ... in here. Use ground level at 0 meters. Ibig sabihin po niyan, yung sa ating coordinate system po, ang ating ground level ay yung mga nodes na, ang plane na nasa 0 meters on the z direction. So, of course, after that, we will just click OK. Makikita po natin na we have set our ground level on 0. And what we want to do is to auto-generate our story data. Now, on auto-generating our story data, ang purpose po nito para po malaman ni Midas Gen kung ano po yung mga stories na meron yung yung ating yung ating model. So binabase niya po ang ating stories base po sa mga nilagay natin na nodes sa ating model. Now, pwede po nating i-unselect ang mga nodes or ang story if we want na if sa mga cases na maglalagay tayo ng mga nodes in between the floors para po dun sa siguro maglalagay tayo ng stairs or whatnot. So, yun po. Pero for this day, i-select naman po natin silang lahat. And we just click on OK. Now we can see that we have created our story data in here. We can also check ang wind tsaka seismic tables for our stories. So we can just close this. We can see pala here na ang floor diaphragm na kino-consider lang ni Midas Gen syempre yung mga floors na i-imagine niya, maglalagay siya mamaya ng imaginary na floor diaphragm pag maglalagay na po tayo ng ating floor loads. So ngayon, i-close po muna natin ito. After that, we can always check po ang ating floor diaphragm. Punta lamang po tayo sa display, and then we go to the boundary. After that, we can select a story diaphragm. Click po natin OK, and we can see that we carry. Makikita po natin ang story diaphragm ng ating model. There. So, syempre, as we go along, we don't always want to see ang story diaphragm, so we can always choose not to see it by unchecking story diaphragm here. Click on Apply and click on OK. So, yan. Ngayon naman po, we will consider our center of mass. So, babalik po tayo sa Structure tabs. Structure tabs naman po, Structure type. And punta lamang po tayo. After this, magbubukas po siya ng window. And we will convert self-weight into masses and convert it into XYZ direction. And just click on OK. Okay, so now that we have created our center of mass, punta na po tayo balik sa ating load tabs. Balik po tayo sa ating load tabs. This time, we will define our wind loads already. Our lateral loads here. We have wind loads and seismic loads. Now we will define our wind loads. Let's just click on Add. Now, load case name, of course, yung ginawa natin kanina na wind load on X. Ginagamit po natin dito sa Philippines ay ang IBC 2009. Now, ang basic wind speed po, mapapansin po natin na ang unit po na ginagamit ay miles per hour. Now, sadly, we only use, here in the Philippines, we commonly use kilometers per hour. But that is no problem po. Magkakaroon lang po tayo ng simple math na conversion. Let's say, ang gagamitin natin wind speed for today is 200 kilometers per hour. So, to convert that into miles, we only have to multiply 0.6. And automatic po na si Midas Gen na po ang magko-compute niyan for us. And let's go to gust effect factor. Now, ang gust effect factor po natin, let's consider our gust effect factor. Click lang po natin itong dot around here. Now, automatic po na i-calculate po ni Midas Gen yung gust effect factor natin on both an X and Y directions. So, we click on OK. Now, what we want to do is, ito po palang wind eccentricity. This part is based on the knowledge na po ninyo. So, sa ngayon, hindi ko po siya gustong i-tackle muna. So, i-consider lamang po natin as none yung dalawang eccentricity on x and y direction. So, wind and load direction factor naman, since we are only considering wind load on x direction, we will only have 1 on the x direction and 0 on the y direction. Now, we click on apply. Makikita po natin sa ating works tree that we have already added wind loads on the x direction, yung static load case number 3 po natin, which is IBC 2009. Now, next thing we do is we choose our wind load on the y direction. Now, we will leave everything as it is dito sa wind load parameters natin. What we only want to change ay itong wind load direction factor. We will change from on the x direction, it's gonna be 0 this time, and 1 naman po sa ating y direction, and we click OK. So we can see, we can see that we have added our static load case 3, which is in IBC 2009. Static load case 4 natin ang ating wind load y, which is in IBC 2009 as well. Now, after naman natin ang ating wind loads, let's go to seismic loads this time. Ang seismic loads naman natin, mag-a-add lamang po tayo katulad ng ginawa natin kanina sa wind loads. Now, ang ating earthquake load on X, ang first natin i-consider. Seismic load code naman natin dito is, dito sa Philippines, ang ginagamit po natin is UBC 1997. Soil profile type is SC. Seismic zone factor is 4. And ito naman po, closest distance to known seismic source. Ito naman, it will base on your knowledge on kung ano po ang alam natin na distance ng ating structure to a known seismic source. Let's say this time we have 15 kilometers. And then, dito naman po sa structural parameters, i-consider po, meron po tayong period calculator. Let's just click on that. Now, sa period po na nandito, may choice po tayong 1, 2, or 3. Ang 1 po, ginagamit po natin siya sa steel structures. But today, because we are using reinforced concrete, we will choose period number 2 for that. Automatic po, mag-check na po yan. Magka-calculate na po si Midas Gen for us. Pag sa ganyan, let's just click on OK. We can see that Midas Gen auto-calculated the period code. Ductility coefficient naman na gagamitin natin this time is 8.5 for both x and y directions. That's 8.5. And katulad po sa ginawa natin kanina sa wind loads, we will only consider the direction factor kung saan po natin ina-apply yung ating load case. This time, it's x direction, so we put 0 on the y direction. And katulad dito po kanina sa accidental eccentricity, this is based na po sa knowledge natin as civil engineers, but for simplicity's sake, we will put none for this, and then we click on apply. Now we have created our earthquake load on X. After that, we go to earthquake load on Y, and we leave everything as it is, galing sa seismic load parameters hanggang sa structural parameters. They're all the same. I-change lamang po natin syempre yung ating direction factor. We put 0 on the X direction and 1 on the Y direction since it is earthquake load on Y. And we click OK. Now we can see that we have created or we have defined our our load cases, static seismic loads. Close po natin siya. Now, pwede po nating makita ang values ng ating wind loads or ng ating seismic loads. Let's just right-click on them and display. Makikita po natin yung values. Display naman po natin sila. Sa static seismic loads naman po, and click display. Of course, on the y direction as well. Kita po natin yan. Pwede po natin i-display kung hindi po natin sila gusto makita all throughout our uh, modeling, boundary conditions and load process. So we are done with defining our wind loads and our seismic loads. Now naman po, ang i-consider po natin ang ating floor loads. Now we want to assign our floor loads. But first, we have to define our floor load type muna. Floor load type. Now, let's say ang first na floor load natin, lalagay lang po natin floor load. For load case, it's gonna be dead load on the first one. Lalagay lamang po tayo ng -4. And live load on this one, maglalagay po tayo ng -2.4. Again po, ang mga nilalagay po natin dito sa ating tutorial videos is not necessarily the one na gagamitin natin sa ating actual projects. This is basing on your knowledge po talaga. Lahat po kasi ng ating ilalagay sa boundary conditions and loads, yun po yung i-analyze ni Midas dyan. Siyempre, we have to know what we are inputting para po malaman, para po magets, para po alam po natin yung output maya-maya. Siyempre, input is equal to output. Let's always remember na lahat po ng softwares are tools lamang po for us to make our jobs easier, but hindi po ito tool para po na hindi na po tayo mag-iisip. So after that, we just click on add. Now we have added our floor load in here. Now next thing we do, we want to add, of course, a roof load. This time with a different factor. Sa dead load po, maglalagay tayo ng -2.5. And sa live load naman po, maglalagay tayo ng 1.5. Sorry, it's 1.5. And we click on add. Now that we see that we have added our floor load and roof load here, we can close this. And after that, we want to activate by identifying, since we want to add or we want to apply our floor loads na. We can always select to click on activate by identifying in here. Activate by identifying. Now, we will consider the story. Kita po natin yan. Ngayon po, we want to consider our second floor only. Pwede po natin i-activate ang both on the second floor. Pwede din pong below lang. Pwede din pong above lang. Pwede din pong, syempre, ang floor lang mismo. Since we want only this, ito lang po yung i-activate natin. We can always close this. Now, on assigning our floor loads, kita po natin ito. Floor load type, it's gonna be floor load. Distribution is two-way, but we have that choice kung ano po yung gagamitin natin. But for today, we will use two-way distribution. And of course, load direction projection, load direction on global Z. Now, what we want to do is to copy our floor loads, since we want na paglagay natin ng ating floor load on the second floor, automatic na maglalagay din siya ng floor loads on the third floor and the fourth floor. Considering or assuming that ang floor loads ng ating second, third, and fourth floors are all the same. So, of course, ang axis natin is on the Z direction. Distance, we will copy what we will apply on this floor. Ika-copy po natin siya ng 4 meters above. If we can remember, when we generated our building, second floor is 4 meters high, while the next In the next floor, third floor to fourth floor is 3.5 meters high. So, yan lamang po ang ating ika-copy. Now, how to apply our floor load in here? We just click on the box dito sa ating nodes defining loading area. Makikita po natin that as we click on the box, it will turn green ang box. Ang ibig sabihin po niyan, ready na po si Midas Gen na for us to select our loading area. Now, what we want to consider is this whole area, itong buong area na ito. So, we will click on the nodes, on the corner nodes, para po i-consider po siya talaga na isang floor, isang area na siya. So, click lamang po clockwise direction. Right. Okay, so now we have applied our floor loads, but we can see them yet. Pwede po natin silang i-activate by clicking on display, clicking on load. Now we can select floor load name, and floor load area. Now, let's not forget to choose load case. Lagay po natin all kasi naka-case selection po yun siya kanina. And click on apply. Makikita po natin na we have created our floor loads na already. We have applied them on our floor. Kung mapapansin po natin, meron po tayong area dyan in between. Kasi po, nag-imagine na po si Midas dyan automatically na may slab po tayo nakalagay dyan at doon niya po ina-apply yung ating floor loads. So, again, we can choose to activate all para makita po natin na nakopy niya nga po ang ating floor loads from the second floor hanggang sa fourth floor. So, we can see that. Pareho lang po yan sila lahat. Now, what we want to do is to apply our floor load naman on the roof. We will apply our roof load. So, balik po tayo sa activate by identifying story and select on roof and activate. Makikita po natin sa ating screen yung ating roof. Now, this time, balik po tayo dito. Assigning our floor loads. Now, ang load type naman po is roof load since they are different. Distribution, two-way pa rin po for simplicity today. Din pa rin po load direction on the global Z. And this time, we do not have to copy our floor load since mag-isa lamang po siya. And click lamang po natin tong nodes defining loading area para po maka-apply na tayo ng ating roof load. Now, like what we did earlier, we will just click on the corner nodes in a clockwise manner. Clockwise manner. Close that, and you can see that we have applied our roof load in here, which is a two-way distribution roof load. Now, again, we can activate our entire structure. Kita po natin that we have applied our roof loads and our floor loads already. Now, we don't always want to see yan. So, let's go back to display and then load. Uncheck floor load name, and floor load area. And click on apply. And balik na po tayo dyan. Okay, so after that, tapos na po tayong mag-apply ng ating floor loads. Now, what we want to do is now na nalagay na po natin lahat ng ating loads na kailangan. Let's check. Naglagay na po tayo ng 4 na floor loads. Siyempre sa live load, naglagay na din po tayo ng 4. Wind loads na ilagay na. Static seismic loads na ilagay na din. Lahat na po yan okay na. So, we are now ready to perform our analysis on the structure. Now, we go to our analysis tabs. And ito naman po analysis control, since depende po ito sa kung anong po yung mga gusto nyo analysis na i-apply sa ating structure. But for today, since this is just a basic tutorial, let's just click on perform analysis dito. This is the conventional way of performing an analysis, pero kung gusto po natin ng shortcut, meron din po tayo dito, perform analysis, or we can always click F5 sa mga keyboards po natin. And we can also see na nasa pre-processing mode pa po tayo ngayon. After we perform our analysis, makikita po natin ang ma-highlight po ay itong post-processing mode na. So, let's just click on perform analysis. Okay, so makikita po natin na we have performed our analysis, and total time po is 3.31 seconds. Now we are done with our boundary conditions and loads. So I hope na may natutunan po kayo sa tutorial natin. I hope na napadali po ng Midas dyan ang mga trabaho natin. And I'll see you on the next video para po sa ating results and design. Thank you so much for watching.